22M, 20F, boyfriend seems to have such a low pain tolerance it's affecting our relationship. My boyfriend has a low pain tolerance to physical pain and many things. For example, a baby was in a restaurant with two parents, and when they started crying and screaming, he started huffing and saying that it was hurting his ears and making it bleed, and it apparently ruined our whole date night. He accidentally ran his toe into the edge of the sofa and then said we had to cancel our plans for the rest of the day. A neighbor's dog started barking outside, so we didn't even go to the movies. At some point it felt to me the smallest things would seem to hurt him. But a lot of it is inevitable, such as crying children. I don't want to seem like I'm brushing his pain off and disregarding it, because I do care. But some of it seems like an overreaction. Like, oh, this child is screaming, so we're not going to continue our evening plans. Or I hurt my finger slightly, I am going to cancel plans. I can understand if it was a great big injury, like I accidentally grazed my hand while cutting vegetables. First, I get tired of having to constantly comfort him over the smallest things. Like I literally have to pat his back while he covers his ears because someone's crying. Then when he starts sobbing because of some slight pain, I have to comfort him while he's on the couch. It's just getting a little exhausting, honestly. And the fact that he uses it to his advantage to get out of things like doing the dishes because he has a small paper cut on his hand just bothers me. I go through a lot of things too, as I'm a kitchen manager, so when I burn myself or drop something on me, I don't let that affect him. I'm only seeing it from my side, so I would like some thoughts or similar experiences. Edit. He told me that supposedly he's been having this issue his whole life for many years now. He has this family doctor he's been seeing since he was young. And despite everything he's tried to get help for, there's been no improvement. I don't know if there's more to his medical issues than he is telling me. But we live together, so I have to deal with it when he is experiencing it. And yes, I'm burnt out. Tired. Just no longer finding myself wanting to engage in our relationship anymore. He's picked up on it because he can tell I've changed, even though I try not to show it. It's exhausting having to cater to someone every day or week. Like canceling plans. Changing them. Constantly. Not only that, but so much more. The weird thing is he doesn't act like this in front of his family or friends. So I don't get why it's just me that has to be the only one to put up with it. Either he is manipulating you or he has sensory issues. They can be treated. I forget what kind of doctor you go see for this, but there is one. He should go see a doctor or a therapist if loud noises bother him this much. He could use earplugs or a white noise machine to make life more manageable. This isn't your job to fix, and you shouldn't have to arrange your life around this. It could be a real health condition. Or, does he cancel plans with everyone, or just when said plans are related to you? It sounds exhausting. Bruh, that isn't pain tolerance, that's the tism. This sounds like severe sensory issues. He should probably see a therapist or talk to a psychiatrist, since this is impacting his daily life. He needs to see doctors, SND, or therapists of some kind. However much you love him, it's not healthy for you to have to wrap yourself into pretzels because of whatever this is. You're not going to be able to sustain this relationship without burnout and resentment developing. That needs to be your condition for continuing the relationship. But like any ultimatum, if you lay down this condition and he doesn't take serious steps, you walk. Or, withdraw now, but be open to seeing what happens in the future if he can get a grip on this. The thing that sticks out to me most is this. The weird thing is he doesn't act like this in front of his family or friends. So I don't get why it's just me that has to be the only one to put up with it. So he can tolerate all of the things that typically cause him to cancel plans. stop helping with chores, and cause great pain when he's with friends and family but not when he's alone with you? I'm not trying to minimize his sensory issues, but the fact that he has coping mechanisms around some people but not others makes it seem like he has more control than he lets on when he's with you. I may be completely off base, but that makes me think he's playing it up to manipulate you into getting his way. If this is causing him extreme discomfort, he should want to get help to make his life easier. I'd recommend occupational therapy, physical therapy, sensory integration therapy. If it was me, I would talk about options for him to get help. If he refuses or nothing changes after 23 months, I'd reflect on whether or not this is something I can tolerate forever. If not, I would end things. You don't need to light yourself on fire to make your boyfriend happy. Putting your well-being and comfort first doesn't make you a bad person. Just like he's not a bad person for having sensory issues. It comes down to compatibility. Some people don't want to be caretakers for their partner, and that's okay. At this point, it really doesn't matter if it's real, exaggerated, or completely made up. Are you interested in continuing the relationship? It sounds like you've lost attraction and you don't feel like you have an equal partner. If I had to constantly cancel plans, I'd just start going to things on my own. That baby is screaming. We have to go home. I'll drop you off at home. But I'm still going to go see the movie we plan to see. I'll see you later tonight. Start prioritizing yourself. Let him self-soothe. Figure out how you want your life to look and do what's in your control to get that life. If that includes being single and moving out, do that. A dog barked and you couldn't go to the movies? A stubbed toe and can't commit to plans made? This isn't about his pain threshold. He's either got some undiagnosed sensitivities, I'm trying to be charitable, or he's broke and can't afford to do things, or he's cheating and just making up stuff to cover it up. This sounds so exhausting. Imagine your potential life a decade from now. You're in labor, but having to comfort your crying spouse because he stubbed his toe. You're taking care of all childcare duties because he can't stand to hear the baby cry even a little. He's not washing bottles either, because he has a paper cut. Then imagine a couple years after that, your toddler is now mirroring their father's behavior. Normal toddler histrionics are dialed up to 11 because that's what they see their dad does and he gets coddled. So obviously it will work for them too. I'm not saying this isn't autism or sensory issues, but if he only does it with you, then there's a good chance he's just in awe. Also, autistic people are capable of learning distress tolerance and coping strategies. He seemingly has no interest in that. Literally Google, autism pain tolerance. Sounds like a touch of the tism to me, so maybe go to a doctor. God damn, and I thought I had low pain tolerance. Also, as someone on the spectrum, sensory issues are very real and also very much need therapy to deal with, which is what I had as a kid. I have sensory processing disorder. It sounds like your boyfriend has this too. A lady giving a talk on autism described it perfectly when she said, "Imagine that the difference between those with autism and those without is a higher decibel level. Neurotypicals are at a level 10, and here at a 10 level. Those with autism are at level 11. Everything is amplified." It may seem like this is an overreaction, but trust me, for some of us, it's everyday life. And the only thing that makes it better is earplugs. And other people lowering their decibel level. Whether it's autism or SPD or both, getting your boyfriend to both an OT and psychiatrist is the best bet. Either he's manipulating you or he has some kind of sensory issue or medical issue. Does this only happen when he had chores or plans he's not very enthusiastic about? Maybe he has autism skull. It is impossible for us Redditors to have any substantiated opinion on whether or not he has a legitimate issue or if he overreacts and uses it to his advantage. There is zero way of us knowing it. We aren't doctors and don't know him from more than what you have told us. I am confident enough, though, to say this. The result of this is prejudicial to you. You are not required to accept doing more chores than expected or canceling plans and having your day ruined because of it. If it is a real condition that he has no control over, it must suck for him. But it doesn't make you a bad person if you don't want to live with it for the rest of your life. Do you intend on never having kids? What about going to family functions where nephews or little cousins will be? Are you okay planning and paying for a vacation that might be ruined because something small and normal happened somewhere along the way? If he can't be treated for it, this won't ever get better and you have to make a decision. And if you decide to stay with him, remember it is your decision. And try to not blame him whenever his condition has negative impacts. If he is overreacting and using it to get out of plans he doesn't want to do or chores he doesn't like, girl, run. Our whole family has sensory issues, varying in severity and subject matter. We work with them as much as we can to live comfortably without impacting others. There are loop earplugs that dull sound, which can help with outings or sleep. I wear noise-canceling headphones in the house when I'm particularly noise-sensitive. Husband has to have the TV or music on while people are eating, and can't deal with crunchy foods at all on some days. He eats in his office those days. My youngest is touch-averse and things hurt more than average. My oldest is a sensory seeker, so has no idea sometimes when he's being too strong and hurting me. We have worked with these things through their whole life to manage it. If your boyfriend isn't willing to work through it, I would end the relationship. Girl, you have so much patience. I could never leave him. He sounds exhausting and you have better things to do than this.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.